Hi, welcome everyone to the debrief. My name is Grace, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Juicy Brick. And this is Chloe, who I will let you introduce your fabulous self, Chloe.
I've been practicing on what my title is because I really have no idea, but I've landed on I run a creative consultancy and do many different creative things. So that's where we are today. It might change by next time,
I
but
like it.
I'm Chloe.
I love it. She's just Chloe, everyone. She's just Chloe.
Figuring it out.
We love doing these sessions, as we always say, and this time we've picked a category which is kind of having a bit of a revolution, let's say. It's kind of reinventing based on consumer demands from what we cook it with and also what sort of main products are in there, and also from a theatrical delivery perspective as well. So, this session is based on the French fry. And this is all about the frozen category, the at home, all the way through to what you get in your local fast food chains. And we've kind of come to the conclusion that there is a lot of change happening here. And I think just to kick off the session, one of the real big changes is oil and what people want and are demanding of these sorts of products. I think a few years ago, back of pack was not something that consumers even knew was a term or really read the back of a label. It was kind of like
Or
what's on the
cared what
front.
oil was
No one
used.
cares. What does it look like on front? What's the branding? How is it proposed to me as a consumer? And if it reads well to you, that's what you had. Whereas now people are turning over and they're looking at the back of the packaging. And oil is something that I think is gaining more and more attention. Obviously, we've had the olive oil phase from Starbucks olive oil coffees to brands like Grazia. Obviously, the brand that you work with, Chloe, is obviously up in there. But I think now people are getting smarter and kind of understanding. I don't know, maybe the villains are the things like the sunflower seed, the rapeseed oil, the vegetable oils, and are starting to look a bit more for the healthy alternatives.
Or just alternatives in general.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if you saw this in your research, but beef tallow in America is like the
Popping
hot
off.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's everywhere. And at Expo West recently, there was one French fry brand that really stood out to me. There were two there, and I'm blanking on the second one, but the main one that I saw was Jesse and Ben's. Have you heard
Love
of that
them.
one?
I love them. I actually spoke with them like maybe 2 years ago now, or maybe a year and a half ago when they first launched. And I messaged them on LinkedIn and was just like, I think your product's great. Like, I think it's really, really, really good. And I think
Yeah.
the branding and even like it's in a pouch, isn't it? A resealable pouch. That's
Mhm.
so smart. Even just from a product handling perspective, I think it's really good. But no, I love the brand. They're great.
Yeah, so they have the avocado oil, but then also the beef tallow. And there was another brand outside, not even like at a booth, but they had a food truck and they were doing beef tallow French fries as well. And I like them. I don't know how you feel. They're very rich, but I think it's delicious. The
Beef
beef tallow.
tallow isn't really, it's merging, but in the UK, it's not something that you see a lot. I think the US is absolutely leading in the way. I know again from seeing a lot of people's posts on LinkedIn following Expo West, there's like a lot of beef tallow, like whipped beef tallow and beef tallow butter and all different products that are sort of coming out. I don't know if the UK is quite there yet. We use like goose fat, duck fat, and stuff like that when we want to do something a bit indulgent. And I think beef tallow could definitely come over, but it's just not as big as it is in the US. I think. And another brand that is doing something in the oil is Falkland.
Mm.
I really, really love this brand. They are farmer owned, so they are the ones that actually farm the potatoes. And they use olive oil, I'm pretty sure it is. Is it olive oil? Yeah, olive oil to fry. And I think that's a really nice, light, healthy way to do it. And I think they've got three ranges of seasoning as well, which again stand them apart a little bit because they've actually pre-seasoned them. I think one of them's like a Cajun spice. But I really like that. I like the idea of olive oil. I think if I was looking for something, it just feels healthier maybe and a little less heavy.
Yeah, I feel, I mean, maybe I'm just biased because I'm so focused on algae oil, but I feel like to me, olive oil doesn't taste neutral. So there's that. But it's such a preference. Like, also, you don't really understand the difference until you compare them side by side. And when are you ever comparing French fries side by side? Like,
100%.
never. Something also that came up when I was doing all my digging into the French fry category was that it seems that the frozen category is focused on this crispy after delivery messaging where like you can make this French fries at home in your air fryer or in your oven and they will taste crispy and not soggy versus somewhere like a fast food restaurant or even just like a regular restaurant. They're focused more on the seasonings, but I'm curious when that will flip-flop back and be more season focused at home. Like you mentioned, that one brand has the three different ranges, but I'm not really seeing frozen French fry flavoring right now. It's more focused on the oil. And so I'm curious when fast food restaurants will focus on the oil and the frozen will focus on the.
Yeah. I mean, fast food, that's a big change. Like to change the oil is
Big.
massive. I mean, there was a Sweet Green who did the air fried avocado oil potatoes, which everyone lost their mind of. And I didn't really get why it was so crazy. I
Maybe
know.
because it was such a big change. I don't
Maybe,
know.
I don't know.
I
I
never
just
tried
remember
them. So
seeing it everywhere on my LinkedIn,
yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, okay, like it's cool." I'm not saying it's not cool, but everyone like lost their mind about it and was like, "It's the best chip in the market." And I was like, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. For me, if I'm eating French fries outside of my home, I kind of want a slightly indulgent,
Yeah.
maybe poor oil
Yeah.
quality chip. Like I kind of want a McDonald's fry. That's what I kind of want.
But
If
yeah,
if
I'm
I
there.
am,
Wendy's
yeah.
also has been slaying the French fries lately. My husband is a big fast food person, embarrassingly, and so he'll bring home fast food for dinner occasionally. Not for me, I do not eat it, but I will steal his French fries. And Wendy's to me has had a better French fry lately than McDonald's, which I know is a hot take.
That is a hot take. I don't know if I've had Wendy's.
Really? Okay, well, next time you're here.
I don't know if I have. I know there's so much fun when you're British going to America, there's so much fast food that you need to try.
Yeah.
It's hard to
Yeah.
keep up. But there is a restaurant chain, which I believe is in the US, called Steak and Shake. I don't know if you've
Mhm.
heard of them. They really go all in on their 100% beef tallow fried French fries.
They're
They
also like thin and crispy, which I love.
Yeah. But I like that they're like, oh, we're steak. We're not pretending to be anything else. And like, it's really hard, I think, in this day and age to hone your area and stay to that because it's a mass market. Everyone wants something. And it's like, oh, do I need to do something for GLP-1? Do I need to do something for the vegans? Do I need something for, people with gut intolerance issues? Like, it's hard. And I think Steak and Shake are like, no, no, we're steak and we are using beef tallow, like proudly. That's what we're doing. And I think there's something quite liberating in being like, no, no, that's who I am. We're indulgent, we're delicious, we are not calorie counting, and that's what we are. And I think that's a little bit hard to achieve nowadays because people want to, help
So,
out everyone. Like Sweet Green doing the ones that we talked about, the air fry ones, that makes sense because
right.
Sweet Green is a healthy fast food, if you want to call it, QSR restaurant and offers something that isn't going to make you feel like sluggish after. So that does make sense. But I wonder if I don't know, McDonald's came out with a air fried chip. I don't know if it would make sense or feel real to the brand. And I think it's really important to always go back to that messaging. Who am I as a brand and
Totally.
what my core customer want from me?
But I do think that there is a way for every brand to do that, including the McDonald's of the world. And they did that Grinch seasoning packet
Yes.
of Christmas,
Yeah.
and people lost their mind over it in America, which, by the way, it's always on the menu in Japan. They have their, what do they call it? Shaka shaka potato seasoning, and it's just
Mhm.
regularly on the menu, and they have different flavors. But for us, it was the limited edition pickle run, and like it was viral in a way that I can't even put into words. It was crazy popular. Even myself, who's not a fast food girl, did go through the drive-through for this because I needed to try it because I had seen it everywhere on my TikTok For You page. And it was delicious.
It's a really simple application,
Yeah,
and
so
there's so
simple.
many other flavors. I looked at that as well, and there's like ramen, tzatziki, churros, masala, which I think would be delicious, all dressed seasoning, which was for a cowboy thing, McShake fries. I can't remember what the cowboy thing was, but there's something really easy in it and a really easy application. I know at one point that they were worried that people didn't get it and didn't know how to use it. But sometimes you just have to reinforce usability or instructions or whatever it is, or even the packaging can help with delivering that message. If it's just the normal French fries in a pouch that isn't oversized and can be crunched down, people are like, well, how am I meant to shake it? Like
Mhm.
we're simple people. We sometimes need a little bit more instruction. And I think, doing an oversized bag really helps. When I was in Japan, we did them as well, and they're so good. They're
What
so
flavor
good.
did you get?
I actually can't remember. I think we got all of them.
Oh yeah, I would.
Because well, we every time we go to another country, we make a point of either having a McDonald's or a KFC because for me that's fun. I
Yeah,
enjoy
I'm with
seeing the
you.
difference. And I do remember we had like their apple pie, but it was like a chocolate infused like yuzu thing, and it was absolutely mind-blowingly delicious. And
Chocolate and
they
yuzu
Oh, it was
together.
so good. And they had a nugget thing. They were like not spicy nuggets, they were other season. I can't remember, but again, like really, really, really good. There's nothing bad in Japan. Like in Japan, you can never
Yeah,
get bad food in Japan. Everything's amazing, including the McDonald's. So,
I love that. But you
um,
brought up KFC, and did you see their poutine bowl?
yes, I did.
What are
Yeah.
your thoughts on that? I'm very curious.
But you know what? I think, funny enough, what I think is good is when someone does something that is appropriate for the market that they're in. So when I was in Thailand, me and Alex, my partner, we got KFC, and I am not ashamed to say that their Thai green sauce was maybe one of the best Thai greens that we had when I was out there. And it was
Interesting.
it was made for you to put into your popcorn chicken, and it was amazing.
Huh.
And I think if you're doing it good and it feels authentic, I don't see something wrong with it. I think you're
Yeah.
not like, if you're doing it maybe for other markets, it doesn't necessarily work. Like if you brought poutine to the UK, you're going to have a very, very small demographic that knows what it is.
Right.
Probably a large demographic of people that will be childish and be like, poutine. And other people that have had it and are like, it's not for me. I'm not a poutine fan. I don't enjoy it at all. Um, but if it's for like the Canadian market, I don't see anything wrong with that
I
at all.
think it's in the US too, and I think it's really smart to do it right now because everyone's talking about the bowls and slot bowls and blah blah blah. And so people
Mm,
are really accustomed to just having everything be in one place and just kind of scoop it up. And it's $5, which I think is an easy way to just try something new if you're
yeah.
interested, exploring fast food like we are. So yeah, I think it's smart. I'm interested in how it tastes. I haven't tried it
Yeah,
yet.
also think like the loaded side of things is
Yeah.
really popular. Like Five Guys do their loaded fries, which I think is a really good way to enhance even more spend in your sides. I don't necessarily think people just go to Five Guys and just get the fries with the toppings. I think it's an enhancement of the sides, which for them is going to push their average spend massively, which is another plus side for them. But I think the whole, like you said, slot bowls and everything in one thing is a real pull at the moment. I don't know whether that's a Gen Z thing, a gamer thing. I don't know exactly where that comes from, but I do think it works. And also something in the QSR space that I find really interesting is White Castle have got robo fryers.
What
So
is that?
it's actual robots frying, seasoning, putting into pack.
Oh, I might have seen a video of this, but I
Yeah.
didn't know it was White Castle. So
It's
interesting.
well, yeah, it's White Castle, which I was surprised. I don't mean it to be shady, but I was surprised White Castle was,
Yeah.
leaning into that sort of investment because I cannot imagine it's cheap at all. And scaling will be, I'm sure, another issue. I mean, we all know was it the McFlurry machine never works, so I can only imagine how much a Robo Fryer is going to break
Yeah.
down. But I thought that was interesting in terms of like the sort of evolvement of how these things are working. Because if you're buying something from a supermarket that has been prepared probably by manufacturing and stuff like that, so moving that into the QSR space is quite interesting. I don't know if I love it from human error being removed. I think robots can also make errors, so I don't know if there's going to be no complaints or no issues or something. I'm not sure. And I'm a big people person, so I think there are a lot of people wanting jobs, and we shouldn't be cutting people out more and more. I think we should be offering more opportunity. But it would be interesting to know like why. I think he's called Flippy.
Of course, he needs a name. I think it could be interesting in some application where people have a very big preference on how their fries are cooked, whether that be
Mm.
like burnt or crispy or whatever. So it could be interesting for a restaurant to explore like a personalized fry, like if you like yours thick cut or thin cut or crispy or whatever, to kind of push the buttons and figure out the custom fries for yourself. But other than that, I don't really see robots needed.
No, I don't either. There's also French fry vending machines. I don't know if you've seen that.
Mhm.
So there's actual vending machines where you can like press a button and you'll get hot French fries come out.
We need more hot vending
I
machines.
know, Japan again. Japan wins every time. We did
Yeah,
the
that's super cute. Like
we did the gyoza one where you could get
amazing.
hot gyozas and guess what? They
It was
tasted
good.
amazing. Yeah. It was damn good. Yeah. It was very good.
Wow.
But in terms of French fry flavoring, would you order a sweet potato French fry over a potato French fry? Because I would never order a sweet potato French fry.
It depends on the setting and my mood. Like, I'm not going to say never because there's a case where I might. I
But
really like
would you buy it a sweet potato for health reasons or just flavor preference?
flavor.
Okay.
Like, I've been making hamburger bowls at home and I've been making sweet potato fries in our air fryer. And I really love sweet potato fries with ground beef. Like, I think that flavor is really nice and it tastes fresher to me. But like, if I'm going out to a restaurant, for example, Chick-fil-A is coming out with their sweet potato fries, and I can't see myself wanting sweet potato fries if I'm going to Chick-fil-A. Like, it just doesn't sound.
Okay.
So it just depends on what I'm eating it with. But if I'm like eating a Caesar salad and French fries, I obviously want thin and crispy regular potato
Yeah.
fries.
Yeah. 100%. Like you can't have sweet potato and a Caesar salad. That does
Right.
not work at
No.
all. That makes
Neither
me
does
sad.
like ice cream and potato and French fries. Like how
Oh,
people
people love the
I
milkshake thing.
do that
Oh,
and
do
love
you
it.
do that? Oh, but Melanie from Juicy Brick, she does it, and I'm like, that's so gross. And do you know what? I actually said to McDonald's when we were working with them, why don't you do a mini French fry bag, like half the size of a small one, and add it as a topper for your milkshakes and be like, okay, it's an extra 50 cent, $1 to have your milkshake dipping fries. And it's just a plus up. But I
I
just
love
think
that.
people would love that. And the fact that they're like directly addressing, we know you put your fries in that. That's a viral hack turned a menu
Totally.
item.
Also, McDonald's did that, the Heinz add-on to the back of the
Yes.
carton
Yeah, yeah,
where
yeah.
they stuck it there so it's easy for dipping. And I feel
Yeah.
like that could be so smart for like if there's an attachment to the cup with a little
100%. Or
fry.
maybe it's something that goes through the straw. So it like
Yeah.
hangs off the side and you have your French fries and it like just
Yeah.
sort of long hangs to the side and then your French fries are there so you can just dip. So good.
Easy.
I love a little menu hack. But on the subject of sides and sort of QSR, I am the queen of sides. I would prefer a range of sides over a main meal. I
Me
love
too.
picky, like 100%. I think it's girl dinner though, isn't it? Really, really
Yeah, maybe
picky.
so.
But French fries still remain king in terms of the side dish. It's always number one. It's seen as the comfort classic. And it's always what people, if you're ordering a burger, it almost feels odd not to have fries with it.
Yeah,
And I also think a lot of QSR restaurants have, well, maybe not QSR actually, because it's always been separate, but hospitality restaurants have caught on to that. Because I feel like years ago, if I ordered a burger, I'd always get French fries with it. Now it's like, oh, you want to add French fries? And you're like, for $16 a burger, I was thinking there would be French fries, but sure, I'll add it on. But after that, it's chicken nuggets or strips, which I could also
on
see
the
that as a
side.
main instead of a side. Yeah, I would say main, but like if I get a hamburger at McDonald's, I do have to get a little four nugget chaser, like,
Yeah.
you know. Protein cups are number three, which I think is really interesting, whether that's like the Arby's steak nuggets or whether it's a salad bowl or, whatever fits into that remit. And then number four is the loaded fries. So that's actually coming up in the rankings in terms of sides, dishes, which I think is really interesting because loaded fries is something that's very new in
Yeah.
terms of QSR, obviously in restaurants like loaded nachos, stuff like that. But it's interesting to see how quickly that's rising in the ranks compared to, just fries by itself, which is going to be great money grab for brands.
Taco Bell has their like queso for the fries, but I don't know if they have nacho fries. I feel like that's a Same.
I think they have nacho coated fries. I
Okay.
think I'm going to Google this as we speak, but I think they have like a an extra t coating on their fries to make them crispier, or I might have just completely made that up. We'll find out. Um,
Either way,
nacho,
I feel like they could do something along those lines. I also feel like there's room for McDonald's. I mean, all of these places could do a bowl of some sort, even like a Chick-fil-A. I've seen a lot of hacks on TikTok where people will order grilled nuggets and then shake the buffalo
yes,
sauce
I've
on
seen that as
top of
well.
French fries. Or kale salad and then French fries and
Yeah.
whatever. Like, people are making their own bowls at these fast food restaurants, so just lean into what people are already doing is
Yeah,
always
like if it was McDonald's, you would just take the salad bowl that you already have in stock, empty fries, do pickles. You could put a whole beef patty in there for them to break up, and then I would do quarter pounder sauce, Big Mac
yeah.
sauce, sorry, on top of it, and put some lettuce in there and a bit of maybe you'd probably I don't think they use it, but they could get some diced cheese and put that on top, and then you kind of got a very simple new product in there. The Taco Bell one is a crispy battered French fry coated in a bold Mexican seasoning, typically served with a warm nacho cheese.
Okay. Interesting.
But they're called Taco Bell nacho fries.
Got it. And they could do
Um,
a whole like a nacho, like traditional nachos on fries.
yeah.
What's your favorite French fry style?
If
Like
it's favorite
waffle?
potato, it would be a roast potato, but that's not the question you're asking, but I felt like I should tell you that. My favorite French fry, honestly, at the moment, what I'm really enjoying, which again might be a hot take, is KFC's fries.
Are they just like a regular straight fry?
It's like a regular straight fry, but I don't know if they did it in the US or not, but the UK, they reformulated their fries and they're like so much more crispy than
I
what
never go to KFC, so I need to try.
I don't know if they did it in the US. I'm guessing they did, but it's like way crispier. So it's like a thicker French fry, not like a McDonald's French fry that's a bit more crunchy. I like that. Like if we make fries at home, I almost want them slightly burnt. Like I want
Mhm.
them crispy and I want some bits in there that are almost obliterated from being a potato. What about you?
I love a Chick-fil-A waffle fry, hands down.
Okay. Yeah.
But also Checkers, and I haven't had a Checkers fry in years, but they have the best seasoning on their fries,
Okay.
like all time ever. So those are my two.
Oh, actually, I'm changing mine. Wingstop with the sugar coating.
Oh, I agree with that.
Like I love
I
it.
and their ranch, oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah, yeah. I like their mustard seed sauce as well that they have.
I haven't tried that. Wait, you called it a sugar coating? I've never heard that.
Yeah, so their coating is like sugary based.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Wingstop classic fry. But I mean again, maybe I just made that up, but I'm pretty sure I read it once.
No, you would know.
Um White granulated sugar, brown sugar, salt, garlic powder, onion powder, and paprika.
No wonder it's so
Which
good.
I love it. I really, really, really like it.
Do you like a beer battered
I
fry?
do, yeah. But you know what? I'm not mad on like an incredibly chunky chip. I
Mhm.
find them too, I don't know, fluffy. It's not
Yeah.
something I would order. Like if it was like we call them like shoestring, which is basically McDonald's, yeah. Versus a big chip, I would always pick the thin ones. I
Yeah.
just sometimes it doesn't hit. It's too big. And if you don't fry them for long enough, I'm like, oh, it's kind of hard on the inside, and I don't like that.
Yeah, I agree. Fully aligned on that. What do you think's next for the frozen fry? Like the at home?
I think massive, massive, massive focus on air fry. Air fry
Mhm.
everything. Like we work with a grocer in the UK that's focused on frozen food and everything has to be air fry. That's like a cooking method now that it just has to work with it. There's a brand in, oh, you guys have it as well, I think McCain. Oh no.
Hmm.
Yeah, McCain. They've come out with an air fryer quick and crispy range. So they actually have a specific range. And they also came out with like a crisp-esque chip. So it literally looks like a crisp that's like that shape and it has
Oh, cool.
ridges on it and you put them in the air fryer. So it's a
And
perfect blend. They're thin, but not as thin as a chip,
okay.
like a chip that you guys would call it. and they're a little bit bigger, so they're literally in between a chip and a crisp in
Interesting.
our
Yeah.
language. But I also think flavor. I think flavor is really going to come through for the frozen market as well. So kind of like what I was saying Falkland are doing with like Cajun spice and doing stuff a little bit more imaginative. We like spice bags. I don't, you've probably seen it on TikTok, right? The spice
Mhm.
bag trend. There's a lot of frozen brands coming out with stuff like that. So it's almost like a ready eat meal, but it's French fries, which again I think is quite smart. But I think where we're seeing, Indian flavors coming through, things like masala, spiced, infused, salt, French fries, chips, whatever you want to call it, I think will come to the forefront
Yeah.
and be really important. It's probably important. I should probably say when I say chip, I mean potato French fry for the US people because in the UK, a chip that you guys have is a crisp to us. So
Yeah.
from
So
a lingo perspective, let me
all
just
language.
clarify that out. Yeah. Um, there is a brand called Lamb Weston who has like reinvented the chip shape, which I think is really interesting. It's a triangle, which I believe they've done to try and get the perfect fry because then it has three surfaces rather than one circle. If
To
that
me,
makes
I think of that more as like a tater tot, even though I know tater tot's not triangular.
Yeah, fair, 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 fair. Did you ever remember I think they were called fries to go, and they were microwave French fries.
No,
Oh God, I just
can't
remember
imagine I forget.
someone at an office I worked at had them, and then they were like, try it, and I was like, this is disgusting.
Yeah, that's like sad school lunch. But
Yes.
the smiley fries, speaking of school lunch French fries, those were always good.
Yeah,
Like
people
the
would like run to get them, and they would be like back in the day when there wasn't so many like rules around what kids should eat at school. They would be like dripping in grease.
yeah, and they were
And the
delicious.
bag would go like see through, and you'd almost like drop one because the bag
Yeah,
would rip from the
that's
the
when you know it's
factor of it.
good. I
But
also like speaking of school lunches, randomly was family friends with this girl who would always freak out whenever it was a crinkle fry. So it was like kind of thick and
I
potatoey.
like a crinkle fry.
But not, it doesn't stop there. She would freak out also when the table would have a ketchup bottle that had a long, skinny stem so that she could infuse her French fry with ketchup and have ketchup be on the
I
inside.
love it. Now that is product
I
innovation.
know. And
Yeah.
so maybe there's a world in which we have infused fries.
Oh my
Probably,
God, I love that. Like you could do like a nacho cheese
yes,
infused French fry,
yes,
a
or
ketchup, and
mayo. I
maybe it's
love,
like a spicy ketchup infused. Okay, but the chip would have to be quite big.
right. It doesn't have to be huge. It just has to have enough like potato fluff in the middle. It can't be like a McDonald's fry. It has to
Yeah.
be like, and we would always have it at like a barbecue restaurant. They would
Oh
have
my
the
God, I love this idea. That's a
So there's
great idea.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's a really good shout. My prediction was lame compared to that. That's
No,
amazing.
no, 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 no.
I
Yours is not at
love
all. Yours is
that.
more way more practical and like probably will actually happen. But yeah, beyond that, I feel like just rethinking, I mean, the classics, like Chick-fil-A is exploring their sweet potatoes. So I am curious where fast food brands are going to explore different flavor profiles or even styles of like McDonald's is so classically known for
Mm.
their, as we said, shoestring French fry, but I'm curious if there's a world in which they ever play with like a curly fry, for example. And Arby's is so well known for their curly fry. Like, will they ever come out with a waffle fry? Or I don't know. Is there something that just
Yeah.
stay with?
I'm like a believer that if you're known for something, you should stick to it. Like I'm not saying
Yeah,
don't innovate, but like there are so many other areas that you can innovate in
yeah,
outside of that. Like, you know, people don't say shoestring fry, they say McDonald's.
yeah,
That's how iconic it is. I don't know if you have to reinvent the wheel all the time, but using that product in different products,
right.
i.e. what we're saying, like the slot bowl, kind of like the everything in there bowl. I think that's where there's wins to be had rather than bringing a different style of French fry into the mix. I just don't think it's necessarily needed. I say that they'll probably come out with a tater tot next week, but uh,
No,
that
and I also think the flavored seasonings not being inside of the bag whenever you buy frozen food, like, not already mixed, but to be poured on afterwards, I think I could see happening as
there
like,
is a range. What's the name? Schwartz seasoning. Schwartz? I think it's Schwartz. They have a range of like air fryer French fry seasonings. so that you put it on there. My only thing with that is that it's just seasoning. It doesn't have to be labeled air fryer seasoning
It
because
doesn't have to be labeled air fryer seasoning, but
no.
I think it can be labeled French fry seasoning. Yeah.
But the thing with that is if it's like garlic and herb, for example, you don't need to get French fry garlic and herb seasoning. You can just get garlic and herb seasoning and it can work
Yeah,
on
but
that.
we're simple people, remember.
Fair. This is very true. Very, very true indeed.
So,
Um, okay, so that's us for today, guys. We will come back with another one in the next few weeks. We don't know what that topic's going to be. We like to keep it loose. So we will let you know when that next one is down. But if you like this, please like, comment, share, whatever you can do to give us a little boost up. We would love that. And we'll see you next time.